we've started containers. Now let's learn how to manage them. First, make sure that you have a container up and running by running this command. You can view running containers by typing docker ps. You'll see we get a list of containers, in this case just one, and some information such as the ID, image, the command that's used to run the process within that container, created and status states, the port that's exposed, and the name of the container, which is, in this case, a randomly generated name. We can also view more containers by typing docker ps-a. This will view all containers, including those that have been stopped. You'll see that a stopped container doesn't actually go away, but it still exists. It's just in a stopped state. So again, docker ps for all running containers, docker ps-a for all containers, including those that have stopped. We can also use a command to inspect a container and its status in more detail. I can type docker inspect and then either the name of that container or the container ID in order to get a JSON blob of information about that container, including network information and configuration, settings, state, as well as the ID, created at date, etc. I can also get a container ID, and then from that container ID, I can then execute additional commands within that container via docker exec. I'm going to do docker exec-it. I'll specify the container ID, or you could do the name. And I'm going to run a shell command. There we go. Now I have an interactive shell running on that container. Now I can type exit to exit that command. Another thing I can do is I can restart that container, and then of course I can kill it. So I'll go ahead and do both. In this case, I'll do docker restart. Again, you specify the ID or the name. And you'll see that the container has been restarted. The status is up 1 second, and now 6 seconds. If I want to kill that container, I can take that container ID and then do docker kill container ID. Now if I do docker ps, we'll have no containers. But if I do docker ps-a and scroll to the very top, we'll see that that container will be listed in my list of stopped containers.